All right, everybody, welcome back to another show, NWA Connie Corsos. We talk absolutely anything, everything about dogs. Today we got Mr. Jason Haynes in the house. Mr. Jason, would you mind introducing yourself and telling the people about yourself?
Well, I just want to say thank you to Joe and NWA Connie Corsos. Joe called me a few weeks ago and wanted to know if I wanted to visit to him and his at his through his podcast at his studio. And
Mhm.
I'm in Iowa today, and I think Joe, you're in
Arkansas.
Arkansas,
Mhm.
and it's cold up here today. But I look forward to visiting with Joe and his listeners out there, and hopefully Joe can get a few more listeners. And if people, I don't know how you do it, but we'll try to do the best we can at answering all your questions. And thank you for having me here today, Joe.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So you own Midwest Legacy Beef, a raw dog food company. Um, could you tell us usually when there's a business pop up, it's a problem that they're trying to fix. So how did you get in the business and when did it start?
Well, approximately 35 years ago, uh, exactly 30, 29 years ago, I did my senior thesis on the dog food business and had real good luck and a real good response on my senior thesis and the future of of how you're going to feed your animals and how you're going to feed your dogs. And then after that, I got started in the greyhound racing industry, and that was a huge business. When I started, there was 67 racetracks, and we were real fortunate to meet the right people and really started pushing our products that we had available to the greyhound industry, and the people were very. It really took off, and
Right.
feeding raw, I think, has been going on, probably since the cavemen. The
Hmm.
cavemen had to feed their dogs or their hunting companions or whatever they were used. Their working dogs, they had to feed them something. And I know what dogs eat. Dogs are carnivores. So that being known, we had 67 racetracks in the United States, and we were at all 67 of them feeding. At that time, the name of the product was GAOB, and it was Greyhounds Are Our Business, and we fed all the racing greyhounds. We had supplements available, and that's how it got started.
Hmm. Okay.
Midwest Legacy Beef started about 9 years ago in a little shed, and we were shipping boxes out 20, 30 a week, and yeah, it's been something else the last 8 or 9 years.
Oh wow.
The
Okay.
feeding raw has really taken off.
Right. So it started from before we got on, you was telling me that the greyhounds, that's the only thing they eat for competition, racing greyhounds.
Well, I learned at really an early age, by several of the best dog racers and breeders and raisers in the country, that it takes red beef to build muscle,
Hmm.
or some sort of a protein that dogs love. Dogs have to have protein to build the right muscles, build the right stature, make sure that they can withstand the hard work that they put in, and
Right.
it all starts in the feed bowl
Right.
and from baby on.
Right. Um, you started out small, right? Um, how big are you now? Are you shipping in every 50 states? What it looks like?
Yeah, we ship boxes to Hawaii and Alaska every week, and
Oh
all
wow.
the other states in the country. And it's real interesting to listen to the people talk. It's the shipping is interesting because that's where most of our problems lie.
That's a tough part. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as our food goes, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, the
Uh-huh.
growing aspect of the business is you're only as good as your shipper.
Hmm.
And in Lamont, Iowa, we're a town of 165, 167 people, and we don't have access to dry ice. Dry ice is ways away, and having that machine here, we found ways that we can get by without having all that extra cost. And
Hmm.
people think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy because I eat hamburgers, and I'm a real carnivore myself, and I know how to keep meat safe for use in dogs and use in human beings. So uh, that's been a challenge. But if everybody does what they're supposed to be doing and they do their job, the product gets to our customers in pretty good condition.
Right. So they get to the customer's door and maybe in a styrofoam box, right?
Yeah, we've
Uh,
got two sizes of styrofoam boxes. One size fits the 16 and 24 pound, and the other one fits the 30 pound.
you got co-ops?
Yes, yeah, uh, the co-ops, that's a program that I absolutely love. People are going crazy over it. We've got, I believe, we're up to 52 co-ops all over the country.
Oh, nice.
That's our pallet program that we've been advertising on Facebook.
Right.
And our pallet program consists of 60 40 pound boxes, 2,400 pounds.
Okay. Well, let me ask this for Arkansas because we in my area we don't have a co-op. Do y'all have anything in the Northwest Arkansas area or near it?
I've got a team and that one of them's a partner that is pretty much in charge of the pallet programs. We
Okay.
help, I try to help them get started. You know, what kind of dogs are they going to cater to? You
Uh-huh.
know, are you going to cater to all dogs? One thing nice about the pallet program is if you've got a Chihuahua, you can buy meat for a Chihuahua. If
Yeah.
you've got a Cane Corso
Uh-huh.
or a Doberman Pinscher or an American Bully, you can buy meat for those dogs. You can have whatever is on our website, whatever we have available on our website, and it's all included in the packaging, the pallet pricing.
Okay. Okay. So we could just anybody can pretty much order that pallet, find a drop off location, or it comes to your house too.
It no, it comes to a location or
Okay.
somebody's house, or some people are even making their own business out of it. You know, they're buying the pallet and selling it locally and
Okay.
using it to feed their own dogs.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah.
Because you got to remember when you're starting out, let's say you're a new customer with the Midwest Legacy beef, and you get the first price is uh, our first price is the advertising to get you to call us. That's mixed into the equation.
Hmm.
And it's just like anything you do. If you're making a loaf of bread, you got ingredients, and the ingredients are having the best cooler box available. And we're real lucky. Our cooler box person is very good at his job, and the coolers stay together for the most part, unless they're mishandled on by one
By the
of the
carrier.
carrier stations. Yeah, by the
Uh-huh.
carrier. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the cooler box is expensive. So you got this real nice cooler box and it's reusable. So you could use it for a fishing trip or a camping trip or a picnic or whatever. And it is reusable, but
Hmm.
it's no way we can take it back and ship it again the next time. And they're very expensive. They're $7 to $10 depending on the size.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Um, let's get into some of the food questions people had. But I have a group and when I sometimes before my guests come on, I ask, well, what do you want me to ask them? And I only got good responses, good questions, and testimonies. People, Jennifer Rambo Thorgetson says, been feeding it for a while, have really liked it. Keeps Walter in show shape and working really great. Then I had Greg Louch. What's up, brother Greg? I ordered from them, Joe. Pretty good company. I order my trike from him every month. So yeah, it's some very good testimonies out there. Now, one thing I'm gonna do too, I'm gonna pull your screen up. I'm gonna pull your website up as we talk. So um could you explain to me human grade versus feed grade? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, the human grade is pretty much everything that we utilize everything semi loads and partial semi loads of products from the big packers. And they're our stuff, we're not human grade. We buy human grade products, but we're not. We don't sell steaks or hamburgers for people can't come in and buy it. Ours is pet food use only. That's our FDA
Right.
license. Our registration license is pet food use only. So
Yes,
there's
sir.
some things that we have to do to make sure that we don't sell it to the public. And
Yes,
we're
sir.
not a rendering company, so I mean we can scratch that. We don't do any rendering. We bring in the finest red meat that we can get from wherever we can source it from, any of the packers, and we hand source everything myself, and I've been doing it for 35 years. This product is beautiful. It's red. It's it's really a great product,
Hmm. Right.
and the
Right.
dogs absolutely love it.
I bet. I bet it looks great for sure. Um, so you work with farmers. Where is the meat coming from? Or do you have different sources for cattle that you get the meat from?
Well, right now we're growing quite a bit, so we got to utilize the bigger packers and
Okay.
some of the stuff that they're not able to uh, use in their plant facilities. And then we take that and bring that home and grind that up and mix it with all of our beef organs, our liver, our
Hmm.
tripe, our kidneys, our spleens, our hearts, and our homemade bone paste. And we can talk about the homemade bone paste as we go along through our website to talk about how that came about and why that's so important. And that probably is a standout thing for us because I we invented that about 25 years ago to
Okay.
help stop the greyhounds from breaking their toes and
Mm.
their quarter bones and some of their leg bones when they were racing. Let's say the dog gets hit in the corner, turns his leg wrong, and he'll crack a bone in his foot. Well, he's out for 3 to 6 months. It's just like football or basketball or baseball. You can't afford those injuries, especially when you got a great athlete
That's
that's
right.
got to perform at a high level. So we were looking for things that were very simple and natural that would help build a dog up. And it starts, like I said, from really before the puppy's eyes are open.
Gotcha. So I know you hear this one a lot. I can't afford it. Can I use kibble with it as a topper and this stuff? What are your thoughts on mixing the two, or should you just go uh, all raw if you I'm sure all raw if you possibly can, but what do you feel about mixing them?
The most important thing that we can tell all your followers today is when you call Midwest Legacy Beef or you call Joe and you're talking about how to feed your Cane Corso or what's next for the breed. Let's say you're calling Midwest Legacy Beef.
Mhm.
I'm gonna hopefully I'm in a great mood. I try to be in a great mood all the time because
Mhm.
I answer probably 98% of our calls. I answer the dang phone on Saturday and Sundays. I really don't. I love our customers. Each and every one of them is important. When you called me, Joe, I'm sure if I didn't answer the phone right off the bat, I called you right back. Or if I
Very
did
good.
answer the phone, you were probably in shock. On
Right.
Saturdays and Sundays, when my phone rings, I'd ask people, they say, "Oh, I wasn't expecting anybody to answer." Well, then how in the hell did you call Midwest Legacy Beef? Because we're going to answer our phone, so don't be in shock. Let's get
Right.
let's figure this program out. Let's see what you're going to do today. And the
Mhm.
people just laugh and people love it. And I love
Mhm.
them because we can't build a company that can have, I like things to be organized and simple and ran the same all the time. And you
Yes,
do
sir.
that with a good customer base, then you can count on the orders coming in all the
Right.
time. And the more informed your customer base is, the better they're going to take care of their dogs. And I know
Yeah.
I got off track there a little bit. And I
No, no,
apologize for
it's
that.
great because
And
it's still good information.
the thing about it is, when you're talking about kibble and you're talking about proteins, let's talk about the real story here. The question started out, it's expensive.
Mhm.
Well, I tell people all the time, even the ones that call me, If you can only afford, if you've got a 150-pound or 140-pound cane corso or bigger or a Great Dane, and you can only afford 3 to 4 ounces a day, and you got to feed your dog 5 pounds, 3 to 5 ounces is so much better than none that you can't even fathom the difference that this product makes. And we
Yes,
can
sir.
tweak it, and we can make it to where your dog's getting a lot of stuff at a low number. We've got different toppers that I can advise people, and your dog's coat will be as soft as anything you've ever imagined, just by putting 3 or 4 cubes of some of our products on top of your dog food. It's the stuff is that good. We use all our stuff. Is people get it in and they says, "Oh my God, this stuff is unbelievable. My dog loves it." Well, they're gonna love it
Yeah.
because it's as good as we can get.
Right. Right. Um,
So the moral of the story and the answer to that question is, if you can only afford 3 ounces a day, then let's figure out a way to the best way we can feed that dog. And the best way to do that is through communication, either with a professional dog dietitian or somebody that's fed thousands of dogs like I have. And I mean, I've fed thousands of racing greyhounds, and there's not, let me tell you, some of the Shih Tzus, some of the Bernie Doodles, and some of these fancier style dogs, they fool me a little bit because some of them tend to be a little picky. But
mhm.
I don't know if it's picky or their owners are, spoiling them a little too much. And
Right.
that's things we're going to touch on as the show goes on, Joe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, could you discuss the formulation and the protein, the fat controversy we always hear about?
Well, that is, I'm so glad you asked that question, because now we can really bite into this pancreatitis and GI issues and the digestive problems that some of the breeds have, and maybe all the breeds have it. I'm really not sure. I haven't been going that long in all the breeds. I know one thing, and I've told this to thousands of people since we've started Midwest Legacy Beef and built our new state-of-the-art plant in Iowa, that this has been a real journey, and it's been an easy one for me, because when I raised all them greyhounds, if I had a dog itching so hard he scratched a hole in himself, or scratching his ears, the hair fall out, or licking his belly till his hair fell out, his belly turned red, or he had brown swelled up spot or red spots on him,
Right.
that dog wouldn't run a lick. I'd be broke in 3 months.
Yeah.
I never had that. Not one time out of all my dogs did I have them chew their paws, or they were getting fed and they were getting properly maintained, and they love their life. And if you can get those three things, the feed bowl, and then just make sure the dog's confident of what's going on around him, he has no worries. A dog's only worry should be his owner.
That's right.
And 98% of the time, that is their only worry. Hopefully somebody else on the outside's not picking on them or doing something that they shouldn't be doing. But as a rule, the dog loves his owner, and whatever the owner's doing for the dog's going to love, no matter if it's good or bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yes, sir. I see well, let me ask you this one. Um
Well, and then
what are
to go one step further, Joe,
okay.
the pancreatitis and the digestive problems, we're working on that all the time. Like right now, today, as we go through our website, I hope Bridget's Blend is on there, because I had this great woman in Minneapolis that worked with me, and these are young veal calves that we're using in Bridget's Blend. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's 5%. It's a real subtle feed.
Here it is.
Yeah, Bridget's Blend. And
Yep.
I think this is going to be a godsend for a lot of the dogs with digestive problems,
Uh-huh.
or gastrointestinitis or pancreatitis. The fats down, we're taking out the belly, so there isn't any old milk or anything, or any old feed in the belly, and we're taking out the colon and the intestines, and we're getting rid of all that, and we're keeping the lungs and the heart and the liver and the kidneys and the spleen with the product.
Right. So, okay, cool. And Bridget's story is right here too. She's
Yep.
11-year-old pit bull, mastiff mix.
Yep. And this dog has fighting trouble and this lady come out with this idea to feed these younger calves. And I'm telling you right now, this stuff is absolutely unbelievable.
Hmm.
It really will help your dog if you've got any of those kind of problems.
Yeah. Yeah. We might well knock this one out. It just came to my mind. How much should you feed your dog for raw? How do you determine how to feed him? How much?
And boy, that's probably the hottest question I get every day, Joe. I'm telling you.
Uh-huh.
My dog is 6 years old. My dog is a hard worker. My dog's a service dog. We're feeding a lot of police dogs in eastern Iowa here.
Mhm.
A lot of the dogs that are keeping the public safe. And those
Mhm.
dogs, every one is different. It's unbelievable. It's almost as much as my kids. I had two boys and a daughter, and each one is different. You know,
Yes, sir.
the one of them can gain weight eating a little bit, and the other one has to have a lot more to
That's right.
maintain his. So what we do is we start on the low end of the totem pole, because the most important thing you can do for your dog is not overfeeding.
Hmm.
When you start overfeeding a dog, you build bad habits, and you build bad habits that cause you to go crazy, and it's not healthy for your dog. So we want to start off on the low end of the totem pole when you start off Midwest Legacy Beef, and that could be 2% of the dog's body weight. When I ask enough questions, it might be 1.5%. We leave them there for a week. We check their weights, and as if the dog's needing to eat more, every dog's going to want to eat more. You know,
Right.
I don't know how to say it any easier than that.
Yeah.
Dogs are carnivores.
Yeah.
People say, well, he's eating grass. Well, he's eating grass because they like to. I mean, dog's not going to go out and eat the whole yard down. He's going to eat a few blades, and then he's going to throw up and do his thing or cough or whatever they do. Everybody knows what the dogs do in the backyard.
Right.
And the most important thing is how much to feed your dog. So if you had a 6-pound pit bull that was sitting on your lap all day long, I'd say we're going to start him off at 1.5% or 2% and see once where he ends up at the end of the first week, and then make some adjustments from there. If you had a Connie Corso that was a guard dog, guarding 5 acres, running around the fence all day looking for somebody that's going to try to break in, and he knew his job, and his job was business.
Right.
Then we're going to probably feed that dog, start him off at 3.5, maybe 4%, and then check and see once how he's doing after the week. And then we're going to go strictly on how your dog reacts to what we're feeding your dog. And they'll react. They tell on themselves fast.
Yeah. Uh-huh. They do. They do. I'm loving this chart you got up here on how to transition from kibble to raw. So your website is pretty got a lot of information on it. Yes, sir. I saw you had cat food blend too.
Yep, I worked with Olga. She's Euro Coons, and I worked with her for about 6 months on developing what I think is the best cat food in the country. It's our bone paste, our homemade bone paste, which we're going to talk about all the time here, is in this blend. And what it is, it's ground fine, so that you don't have the bigger bone chips that the bigger dogs like, and the adult dogs like. The Maine Coons are really picky. So what we did with them was we took a little tripe out and added more hearts, because the cats really need a high level of taurine to maintain their friskiness and keep a healthy stature on them. The cats and taurine work real good together. It's almost vital. And our cat blend, if you push that button there and you want to laugh a little bit, push that button. Watch, this cat is skinny. This cat was skinny. Turn that sound up. Get ready for this. This guy couldn't believe his cat. Watch this.
So yummy, huh? Num 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 num.
That
Oh,
dog,
nice.
that cat, I think might bite a person. Most
Yeah.
cats try to eat you. This cat might bite you. That
Yeah.
cat was really happy. That cat's done great. We had two of them people that live close to us here had
Hmm.
those kind of cats, Sevils, or I believe they're called,
Hmm.
and they even had kittens now. They're like
Yeah.
8 years old. They never had kittens. They were together their whole life.
Right.
They had kittens, and it's just been a real story. Our Midwest Legacy cat has been a great story for cat people all over the country, and it is great product, really fresh, wholesome for the cats. And
Uh-huh.
what we found out now is after I started studying a little bit, we started using it on as our puppy blend,
Oh, nice. Okay.
our puppies, because it's fine ground bone. You've got
Yeah.
all the bone in there that's going to build strong. Then we don't have to use our bone in our homemade bone paste, our standard bone paste. The bones can be, you can find a chip in there as big as the end of a pencil eraser. And
Hmm.
as a rule, it won't bother the dogs. Might cause some constipation, but we'll talk about that later on when we hit the anal gland part of the dog food. But this Midwest Legacy cat has become a staple for our company for puppies. Let's say you've got a 6 or an 8 week old puppy sent to your house.
Hmm.
When you put this down in front of that puppy, he is gonna go bananas. I mean, he's just gonna gobble that thing right down. And it's really helped a lot of people out getting their puppies to a good start, building a strong skeleton, and really our homemade bone paste, like I've been talking about, it's fine ground on this product. So it's ground finer. It's more like it's not like a pudding. I mean, there's some chunks in there, you can see it, but it's a little finer ground. So the bone chips are more like sand.
Ah, gotcha. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. You said you was going to talk about the something about the glands, anal glands or something like that?
Anal glands, yes. Our
Mhm.
homemade bone paste was made about 25 years ago because a lot of the Doberman pinchers and the German Shepherds and some of them hard-working dogs. And the thing about it is the greyhounds. Our greyhounds there's 72 dogs in a kennel, 52 to 72 dogs in each racing kennel.
Mhm.
So can you imagine if your anal glands are swelled up and you're having problems with your anal glands and having to work on them 2, 3 times a week,
Yeah.
to keep them healthy and keep them cleaned up and cleaned out. And
Right.
what we found is we invented our bone paste that would really make a hard stool, a tight stool that would exercise the anal glands,
Mhm.
and that anal gland will stay healthy, will keep it drawn down, and you won't have the fluids that absolutely I can't even stand. I love dogs, but boy, the anal gland working on those babies, that is the juice that comes out of there is just kind of it'll knock you. It just not a pleasant job, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Our
Right.
homemade bone paste will make a nice tight turd where they almost feel like they're constipated.
Like a little strain on them. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Oh.
really makes them work, and that anal gland will constrict. It'll have to work to help the dog uh, pass his stools.
Oh man, yeah, good point. People don't think about that there. Yeah. So what is this in this bag? Okay, just a freeze dried raw.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is our new freeze dried line, and we're working on labels right now. This is the freeze dried line. I wasn't really sure of when we started, but now I'm just totally excited about our freeze dried line. It's really healthy, and
Hmm.
it's an absolutely unbelievable product. It's the real deal. Look at the stuff there.
Hmm.
That is cubed, 100% cubed BLT and bone, and then freeze dried and put in a bag and shipped to your house. It's
Yeah.
got anywhere to 10 to 30 year shelf life, people tell me,
Whoa.
and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And the, we have, there's fines in ours, but it don't matter fines or not. There's fines in meat.
Hmm.
The fines make us show that we're not using any binders. we're not using any wheat flour to hold it together
Mm-hmm.
or whatever they're using out there. I mean, gelatin or ours is the real deal. 100% BLT and bone, beef and organ, and our fish blend, which we touched on before, which I consider to be the best topper in the country, absolute bar none. And it was developed with a few dietitians in mind that come up with something that is needs to be pushed a lot more because it would really help people out.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's relatively inexpensive how we utilize it.
Right, right. I'm looking at some of this other stuff down here. This freeze dried beef, organs, and fish. I mean, these could be used as dog treats too. That's you
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, I
Yep.
bet they'll love that smell. Then you got the sardines down there. Wow. Okay.
Yep. Our treats, our liver treats, and our sardines are big enough. You could cut them up into thirds. Our
Yeah.
liver treats fit in between your fingers, so you can just run it in front of his nose and let him
Mhm.
know that you've got the treat purse along. You run that in front of his nose, and we want. And I'm sure I'm not an expert trainer by
Mhm.
any means, but dogs are the more you can keep a dog food driven. And I'm not trying to cause a ruckus here with anybody, the trainers, but my what I found out with my greyhounds, if they're food driven, it just makes training them so much
It
easier
does. Yeah.
because they want to do something to get that treat.
Yeah. Strong nose, strong food drive. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
That's the type of dog you want to look for. Um, how to store it. I just want to read this right quick. How to store this uh, freeze dry. Rehydrate the food before consumption by using 2 to 3 times the amount of warm water compared to the amount of the freeze dry food. Will last years if stored correctly. Do not refrigerate. Store in a dry, cool place out of direct sunlight. Okay, cool. Yeah. Um, man, let me go back into some of this product because I was interested in ask you some more questions on something. I
Oh, you
saw
go ahead.
something.
You
You
fire
got
away.
wild boar. You got wild boar too?
We have wild boar, and that stuff it's sold out so fast. I can't get it in, but we've got people in Texas and Alabama and stuff trying to get it back. And as soon as we're able to get it back, we will. And that stuff, I couldn't believe it how fast it sold out.
Oh yeah.
It was we had like 13 to 15,000 pounds, and it was gone in like 22 days. And we just put it out there. I mean, it was a great product. People loved it, and they're still mad at me for not being able to track more down. But we're trying to trap them and get them feral hogs caught up and turned into Midwest Legacy ground wild boar as quick as we can.
Okay. So that's somebody else y'all work with. I got a buddy down here. He does a lot of hog hunting. He get paid to clear land, clear them off. You need to look up brother Brad Sneed
Well,
here in
you tell brother Brad Sneed to give me a holler, and
Okay, I will.
if
I
he
definitely.
catches 100 of them tonight, he can
Hey,
take field dress them and throw them in a truck and send them right up to
yes,
me. We'll
sir.
have them butchered out in a week.
Yes, sir. Hey, Mr. Jason, he one of the baddest dudes in the country, and he hunts them with dogos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
I
Uh
went hunting with them a couple times, and they had these bulletproof vests on, so
huh.
the tusks can't get them. I guess is what they.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So the vitamins and stuff like that, are we going to be needing to add any supplements or anything to the mixes, or what is your thought processes on that?
Well, my thought process is, if it's not broke, I don't
Oh,
fix it.
uh-huh.
And I fed BLT and bone, and I fed 80-10-10 to every one of my racing greyhounds and their mothers while they were pregnant,
Uh-huh.
and their dads while they were in the breeding part of the greyhound racing, and I fed it to every one of my dogs,
Right.
and I never had to add anything. I was
Right.
always trying to come up with the perfect supplement like a fish or some omega-3 fatty acids without going to something that's a corporate product. something that I could invent myself that I knew was good, and I knew you could count on them to
Hmm.
be. We're talking about fur, and we're talking about eyesight, and we're talking about ears and hearing, and we're talking about dogs that are protecting people from you know bad dudes out there and doing the wrong things,
Yes,
and
sir.
and it's very important to have your dogs be at a top-notch level so they understand every command, they do what they're supposed to do, and they're good public servants.
Hmm. Right. Right. So with anything, it's always a stigma involved, like the raw in the raw. Um, when it comes to pathogens and things like that, bacteria, salmonella, listeria, E. coli. How do you protect the public from that type stuff?
Well, we are always working with companies to find an all natural alternative. We've got a couple of them we're working with right now. Right now, we're using a citric acid that eliminates uh, a lot of that stuff, and a lot of it's handling. When our stuff comes in, it's always 33 to 35 degrees and processed immediately. And by immediately, I mean within an hour or two, and we keep it cool or cold, almost frozen. It just starting to chill up and getting a white frost on it. And then we put it in a 40-degree below blast freezer, and then that really strikes it and gets rid of uh, a lot of the salmonella and E. coli and listeria that could cause some of the humans problems. Not so much a dog. I mean, a dog, if he finds a carcass in the ditch, he pulls it off the side. He's going to go eat it 10 days, 2 weeks later. He might even bury some of it and dig it up 3 weeks later when he figures out where he buried it. So I'm more worried about the humans, but we do everything we can to keep that product safe. And we are adding citric acid to our product. It's a citric acid that will eliminate and stuff. And we're always looking for the perfect amount and keep our product as safe as we can.
Right.
I've
Right.
handled it for since I was 18 years old.
Uh-huh.
And when I mean handle it, I meant I, I'm not an advocate for this, but we were always in a hurry and I didn't have rubber gloves all the time right there handy. We
Hmm.
mixed our feed in a bathtub and we mixed enough feed for 72 dogs a day in
Yeah.
our race kennels. And
Right.
you'd have grease on your arms all the way up to and I had a terrible habit, which I pretty much eliminated. I still do a little bit. I bit my fingernails. So if I, I was either real lucky, product really good, which I think
Right.
it is, and it never caused me any problems. Just
Right.
wash your hands and use your head when you're using the product. People will call me, my meat's partially thawed out. Well, partially thawed out. I says, I'm going to fly to your house on Friday and we're going to Costco and we're getting 10 pounds of hamburger. And then you and I are going to go and we're going to do with that hamburgers on Sunday. You and I are going to have a picnic after we have a couple of days of fun watching football or basketball or whatever we're going to do and having a few bourbons. And on Sunday, we're going to cook hamburgers. Well, we go to Costco, pick up the hamburger. It's completely thawed. By the time we stop at the local pubs and have a couple of drinks and forget about it a little bit, then we get it home. It's probably 60 degrees. We
Yeah.
put it in the refrigerator on Sunday. We cook it up. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not proper handling, but it happens. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just keeping your product as safe as you can at all times.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And with every with whether it be kibble, raw food, there have been recalls. If it's a recall, how do y'all handle it?
Every one of ours has got a mark on it, a date it was packaged,
Hmm.
and the lot, and every one of ours is packaged with you can see the black letters on it. And
Right.
we know when that was packaged, what day it was packaged, and where it came from.
Right. Right. I did have a question about, and you was kind of knocking it out right there about highly perishable raw meat. How do you assure its safe temperature from your facility to the porch. I can add to that, especially if you're getting it in a tractor trailer. Where I live, it's like so many processing plants, and that stuff go on 18 wheelers, and they check the temperature. They won't take the loads if the temperature ain't right on them trucks. They just won't take it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah. So, yeah. But let me see here.
You got a great picture up on our website, and
Uh-huh.
those guys come here all the time. It's kind of interesting. A lot of the neighbors, we live in a little town, and the first few times 6 squad cars pull in and to get their meat for their dogs, people say, "Holy mackerel, what the hell's going on up there at
Right.
Midwest Legacy Beef?" And I said, "Well, our friends are coming, and we take good care of our policemen and their dogs. We give them a few breaks on some of the products to help them out and help properly feed their dogs, and they're a great asset to have around. Their dogs come in the plant, they have a few snacks, get to try out all our new freeze dried products. So they kind of like coming along. So they're always in the plant whenever they come up to check things out.
So you got a lot going on. A lot of stuff in here for us, the blends. Do you got any new blends you working on?
Yeah. One thing that a lot of people were after is they wanted a plus. They wanted a lot of almost all of our packages mark supplemental feeding only. And that
Uh-huh.
throws people off because that scares them that you got to add more, it's not properly mixed or whatever. And so we went with Midwest Legacy Plus, and it is our third best seller. It's really came up through the ranks. It's a great product with our great beef, our liver, our tripe, our kidney, our spleen. It's got American salmon oil put in it and sunflower oil, all sourced here in America. And it's a great product too. And people want an AFCO compliant complete feed. Well, Midwest Legacy Beef, we did what they asked and spent about $30,000 on testing and got it down pat. And we've got a perfect complete feed, as good as anybody's in the country.
Oh, nice, nice. Okay. AFCO. What is AFCO, and do you have anything to do with that process?
No, I have nothing to do with AFCO, and AFCO is an agency that gives referrals on how what diet, what minerals and stuff you need to add to have a complete diet as per their recommendations.
Their day. Okay.
It's
All right.
all on their recommendations. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it is what it is. We if you want a complete diet, you want to mark it on the package, complete diet, you got to get with AFCO and you got to do it and make sure it follows all their recommendations, and you can
Yeah.
make a complete diet. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up. Okay. Anything else you think the audience should know that I might not have covered?
Well, let's talk about a few of the things that I think are really neat. Our fish and
Okay.
organ, you touched on that before.
Yes,
That
sir.
product's very important because everybody can buy an 8-ounce bag for $14 or a 14-ounce bag for $18 or $19 and whatever it is. And then you can take 3 or 4 of those cubes, you can crumble them up and just throw it over your dog food as a topper. And that'll give you all your omega-3 fatty acids, a lot of the minerals from the tripe and the kidneys and the spleens, a lot of stuff that you need that there's no way you can get from anybody else's food. No way you can get it.
Right.
This herring that we're using
Yeah.
is top of the line. Our sardines are great. Our shrimp's absolutely awesome. I think we've got them on hand again, and we're trying out a bigger, larger size shrimp for treats. And our liver treats are great for training dogs. Our shrimp and sardines are great for training treats. And yeah, I would just look at the website. And I think the best thing I can tell you about our website, we do have a chicken and turkey freeze dried that's going to be coming out this week.
Oh,
And
nice. Okay.
yep, we sent our turkey. Our turkey and chicken products are not done here. They are. We are not going to cross contaminate our brand new state-of-the-art plant here in Lamont, Iowa.
Oh, okay.
A friend of
Okay.
mine is packaging them for us and properly labeling them, and then we ship them out. But we've got chicken and turkey freeze dried now. It turned out absolutely great. And while we're on the subject of freeze dried,
Yes,
our
sir.
freeze dried, you're going to have some fines. There's no way around it because we've got nice squares and the corners after packaging and transportation. But please remember that don't waste a thing. Those fines are just like the bottom of your cereal package, and they're great for the dogs, and the dogs love them. Just mix a little water or tear the bag open more and get everything out of it so you're not wasting anything.
Right. Right. I see you got the blogs here and everything. Cool. Yeah, man. Nice website, easy to navigate, easy to read. So yeah, you got these knuckles too, these beef knuckles. I see some.
Finest in the country. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we make our bone our homemade bone paste with is all marrow bones, and it's
Uh-huh.
no rib blade or no rib bones or shoulder blades. That doesn't have any nutritional stuff for your dogs. Ours is all the marrow bones where all the goodies is at to keep them really healthy and strong, and uh, keep the hip dysplasia out of the bigger breed dogs that we have trouble with once in a while. I think we
Right.
help. I think our homemade bone paste is a great product to help with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Jason, I really do appreciate it. Letting me share your company uh, with the recommendations of some of the people that watch this channel. Um, I think a lot of people gonna be interested. I'm gonna order me something probably today. I
Well,
see something I want to get.
we'll look forward to it. And if you've got some questions in a month and you want to come back and visit again on a few things, or if you want people to ask questions, I guess that would
Yeah.
help out too. If you
Yeah,
want,
we could do it. We could do a live show so everybody, people can participate if you
yeah.
want to do it. Okay. Well, once again, I thank you for your time and thank you for sharing the information with us. Good sir.
And we really appreciate NWA Connie Corsos
Yes,
and
sir.
having us on the show today. And thank you so much for your hospitality.
Yes, sir.
And we'll look forward to seeing you in the future.
All right. See you later. Peace and blessings, everyone.
You bet. Thank you.
All right.